Hey yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to connect battery connectors in series. Now what that means is, for example, right now, this battery connector, this is a PH 2.0 connector in case you guys are wondering, has a positive and negative wire which you would solder to the positive and negative terminals on a circuit board. That's whether it's on a drone. I'm specifically doing this for drones, so like the way that I'm gonna talk about it is very geared towards like drones. Um, but you know, you technically could do this for any battery connector, whether it's for drones, RC cars, RC helicopters. What I'm specifically doing this towards RC related stuff. And the way you're gonna do that is you're first gonna get. You can do this with any amount of connectors, by the way. You could do this with 2, you could do this with 3, 4, 5. One thing I actually really want to do is get a drone that's meant to be for 6S batteries, 6 cell batteries, and then try and put 6 connectors in series with each other, so then I can use 6 single cell batteries. I think that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, all you're basically doing is, I'm doing with 2 just because I want to try and make a 2S drone. And what you basically got to do is you got to pick which one's going to be your main positive and your main negative. So let's say, for example, like with 1, there's a positive and a negative. There's bang and there's bang. You solder these to the terminals, you know, there's no confusion there. Of course, you gotta know which terminal is which. You can't put the positive or you can't put the negative on the positive tab. That's a bad day, man. You're gonna short circuit something once you plug in that battery. So, you know, just be careful. Look for where the plus and the minus are. You're all good. But now, what you're basically doing is, let's say for example, I'm using this connector as my positive lead and this one as my negative. What you're going to do is, obviously you're going to trim down the wires. You know, you don't want just a bunch of wire like hanging out like this, but you're basically going to connect the positive and negative together. So imagine where the cross is, imagine that's where it's soldered up, and then once those are soldered, you're going to put these on your positive and negative terminals. So then you're going to have 2 connectors in series. So yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm doing this towards drones. And what I was also planning on doing, I'm not sure if I'm going to, I'll let you know by the end of the video. You'll see if I do it or not. I actually want to put a female PH 2.0 connector on these, so then I'll be able to plug this into a 1-cell drone and turn it into a 2-cell drone. But now that I'm thinking about it, that might not be the safest thing to do, because if a drone is weighted for if it's weighted for 1S and I go ahead and plug a 2S into it, you know, that might short circuit it. I might burn an ESC, I might burn up a motor. You never know. So yeah, the one thing you'll need for this obviously is you'll need some soldering knowledge. You'll need to know how to solder. You know, if you have a pair of those like clips, I think they're called helping hands or something. They something like that, man. They're basically made to hold whatever you're soldering, so you don't have to like have both your hands occupied, which would be nice, but you know, I don't have one of those, so yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm actually just solder it up because it's literally gonna take like 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. It depends obviously how hot your soldering iron is, how good you are at soldering. But yeah, one thing I will show you is me prepping the wires and stuff. So like I said, first you want to determine which is going to be your positive and which is going to be your negative. I'm going to do this one, which is in my right hand, the positive, just so I know positive is always on the right while I'm soldering and stuff. So yeah, then you want to determine how short you want the two middle wires to be. I would say I want them to be about yay far away. So I'm just going to measure this up and I'm going to cut the wires. Where am I? Wire? There my wire cutters. Right, let me just measure this out real quick. I'm sorry it's not on the screen. I just want to do this right. So I think about here should be good. Boom. So now we have one long negative wire and one short positive wire. And then we're going to cut the other one to about the same length. You can do it a little bit longer and stuff, but I just want to keep everything like sort of asymmetrical, you know. Messed it up. Hang on. I didn't cut anything. I just moved one and I can't measure now. And boom. Boom. So now what we have done is we've made the opposite of the other one. You know, that's actually a pretty good way to think about it. You want to make the opposite of what the other one is. Right, so now you want to strip the wires. This is just like very thin silicone wire. Does it say the gauge on it? Gosh, the writing's so small. It does say it on there, I just can't read it. It's so small. Right. Like I said, it's very thin silicone wire. So if you have a little bit of a sharp nail, you can like pinch it and then just pull it, and then you just strip to wire, which is super cool. Oh, by the way, you also get a spare wire from this. I recommend saving this because you never know when you're going to need more wire, especially if you're always fixing things all the time. Same with the negative. You're going to have a lot of negative wire. Right, anyway, so now you're going to strip the positive. Again, pinch. Boom. You just give that a nice little strip right there. Right, so now if you do not know how to solder at this point, I don't recommend... I mean, technically, you could twist the wires together and then put electrical tape around it. That's just not as strong, you know, so it really depends on you, what you want to do, and stuff. You know, obviously I'm not forcing you to do anything, but it's up to you. So now I'm actually going to plug in my soldering iron, so by the time I get it out, it's nice and hot. It's like USB soldering iron, you know, this one. Right, so plug it in, the little light comes on. It takes about 15 seconds to heat up. So I honestly give it way more time than it needs. Right, so yeah, that's still on. What we're going to do now is, it depends how safe you feel around it. You could bend the long wires back like this, so it's easier to work on. I'm probably just going to do that since I already did it anyway to show you guys. Now, you're going to connect the wires like I saw. Boom. Now you're going to twist them together. Boom. And now you're going to solder them together. If you do not know how to solder, maybe in the future I'll do a tutorial on soldering, but if you do not know by this point, I don't even suggest trying this. Right, so I'm going to pause the camera, I'm going to solder them together, and then I'm going to come back to you with the final product. Alright guys, so I just soldered them together. I don't think it's focused that well, but it's soldered together. That literally took like 30 seconds. I'm not even kidding, this is such an easy thing to do. A lot of people just get worried by it because it involves soldering and all that kind of business. I will be putting some electrical tape around this, so it's not just bare soldered wire, you know, especially when there's a current going through this. And yeah, so that's how you do it. I did decide in the end not to put the female connector on. You know, if I decide to make something 2S, I'm physically going to solder this on to whatever I'm trying to solder. And yep, and also you can sort of cut these main wires to length in case you need to. I actually kind of wish I did these wires a little bit shorter. They're kind of long and not in the way, but they're just kind of long and, you know, awkward now. But, you know, it's honestly whatever. So yeah, when it's hooked up to the drone or whatever you plan on doing it, I guess you could do this with micro cars. That might be pretty cool. That might be pretty cool, actually. Oh, no, anyway. It's going to look something like this, you know, so this will be connected to the drone. Right, imagine my hand's the drone, and these will be sticking out this end with 2 batteries attached to it. The batteries I ordered for those connectors, the PH1 cell batteries, they haven't arrived yet. I think they're going to arrive tomorrow. But whenever they do arrive, because the charge is meant to arrive in like December, I might see if I can sort of attach like a USB terminal to this and sort of make it a USB charger, like a double 1 cell charger. You know, that might be pretty cool. I've certainly have to research more about that just because I don't know about it. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something. If you're going to do this to more than 2, like if you're going to keep going, you would do exactly like this. You would solder this to a negative wire, and then you would have that positive wire sticking out, you know, so then you have 3. You know, the main thing is just be safe, you know, don't do anything crazy. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe. I'll see you later, and peace out, guys.